Hi everybody, Professor Christina here, and today we're going to be talking about marketing optimization. Marketing optimization, as discussed in a prior video, is the science of using data to make your marketing better, more effective, and more on brand. How do you do it? Well, it all comes down to using marketing analytics and data, so let's get started. So why, first of all, should you be doing marketing optimization? Well, your marketing obviously can always improve. We should all be striving to make our marketing better because our competition never sleeps and neither should we. Also, trends shift, markets shift, consumer tastes change. So we need to be on top of all of that by constantly making sure that our marketing still appeals to our target audiences. We want those improvements, though, to be data-driven, so that's another reason to use optimization. We don't want to just be guessing what the right approaches are to attracting our customers or retaining our customers. And through optimization, we can learn better how to attract new audiences by testing out what they like and growing our brand. So optimization can help our organization stay strong by maintaining our customer base as well as attracting new audiences and staying ahead of trends, and all while making sure that every marketing decision we make is based on data and not guesswork. So how do you base your marketing optimization on data? Well, as we talked about in the testing video, you use data to identify the right creative elements. You can also use testing as well as your internal analytics without testing to identify the correct audiences. We talked about testing offers. You can certainly gather data on what the right offers are from your analytics as well. You can look at your timing, whether your ads should run at a specific time of day or at a particular time in the buying cycle or seasonally. In fact, there's pretty much no element of your marketing you can't optimize by looking at the data, both from your testing program as well as the data that you already have just from your ongoing marketing operations efforts, both within your analytics as well as throughout your organization. Sales data, for instance, financial data, all of that can be used to identify the right elements of your marketing. So how does it fit in with testing? You want to use testing again to determine the optimal approach to any aspect of your marketing, again, from your offer to your creative. But then what you do is you don't stop testing. Once you've identified through testing what the right, for instance, images are to use on a landing page, or the right subject line to use in an email, or the right graphics in an ad, you don't stop there. You keep testing to make sure that you've found the perfect approach. For instance, let's say you find that a blue button and a 50% off offer convert at 20% higher rates than a green button and a buy one get one free offer. That's great, and you definitely want to then use the winning combination of marketing elements to create your next ad, your next landing page, your next email, and so on. But what if, as the seasons change, people prefer different colors, and now a green button would work a month or two down the line? If you stay wedded to that idea that you always have to use a blue button, you're going to miss a shifting trend. On the other hand, you might come up with another brilliant idea. What if it's a pink button? What if it's a 25% off coupon that's going to be even more successful than any combination you've already tried? This combinations out there of different marketing elements are almost inexhaustible. So even if time stood still and trends didn't shift, you would still be uncovering new insights that can make your marketing even better. But trends do shift. And so that's why you want to make sure you're always verifying and always refining through continuous testing, not only your current marketing approach, but again, staying ahead of trends by always looking for new ways to meet the needs of the moment. That's why even when you've run a successful test, you want to keep trying new creative directions, new offers, and new audiences, but also you're constantly going to be refining your marketing through continuous testing. So how do you manage all of that on a reasonable schedule? Well, you do have to always be optimizing, but you don't have to necessarily be doing it every day. A lot of organizations find it's effective to do monthly testing. A lot of large organizations do have to do daily testing. It comes down to the size of your marketing program, the size of your audience, and how intense your competition is. And even if you have tests running every day, it doesn't mean you launch a new test every day. It simply means that on any given day, you have at least one test running. That test may run for several weeks, but you've always got at least one test running. In a larger organization, that can be reasonable. Some organizations have hundreds of tests running. That may not always be a good idea. You can over-test because some tiny incremental improvements cost so much to implement, let alone so much to test, for a tiny return on investment that you don't want to end up chasing your tail. You don't want to end up constantly going after tiny improvements that don't actually translate into greater revenue. So find the cadence that works for you. Monthly can often be perfectly fine. You'll know you're over-testing when the results of tests are inconclusive, or you implement new optimizations based on your testing or based on other data that you have, and the revenue is just not improving significantly based on your new optimizations. Either you're doing optimization wrong, or you have started to get to the point of diminishing returns. That really depends, though, on the size of your organization. If you've got millions of customers, it does make sense to be testing more. If you're a small B2B boutique firm, for instance, testing monthly is usually going to be just fine. Find what works for you. But how do you get started? Well, if you want to optimize some small aspect of your marketing, you can start with a couple of, or even just one of these particular elements of your marketing. The temptation is always there to start with your weak points, and that can certainly be valid. Look at the weakest area of your marketing and optimize from there. But you might want to optimize the most essential aspect of your marketing. So for instance, let's say landing pages are always critical to your conversions. That might be what you want to optimize. Even if it's not necessarily a weak point, it is so essential, however, that that's where the payoff, the ROI from optimization is going to be higher, because that's the most mission critical and revenue critical part of your marketing. You can also test and optimize when you want to go in a new direction. You want to, for instance, attract a new audience, or you're launching a new product, or you're doing a rebrand. That's a great time to do a lot of optimization to make sure that these new initiatives are on track. Make sure no matter what you focus on for your initial optimization efforts, you do have the right tools. You want to get a testing and optimization tool. They're available, again, at all price points. A lot of time they're built in to your marketing automation tool, and make sure you have a purpose and a goal. That's another way in which testing and optimization can get off track and start to have diminishing returns, is that you're just testing things, but there isn't really a goal to all of those tests other than to see what gets more clicks. You want to make sure you're focused on real KPIs like revenue when you do your testing and optimization. You want to make sure that those tests are actually delivering some kind of bottom line results. Now, once you've gotten started with testing and optimization, it starts to get easier and easier. So make sure that you continue to test and optimize, but also grow your skills. Maybe you start out simple with A/B testing, and within a few months you're doing full-fledged, elaborate, multivariate testing and seeing even more results from that. Don't be intimidated by testing and optimization. It can be a little bit complex to learn, but again, a lot of the tools out there are super intuitive, and the results are well worth it in greater ROI, higher revenue, and higher impact from your marketing. So I hope you're excited to get started with marketing optimization. This is Professor Christina signing off. Happy testing.